and 14 February 2019, a 78-vehicle CRPF convoy of 2,500 paramilitary troops was moving towards Srinagar in the Kashmir Valley. The convoy had started early in the morning from Jammu, 190 miles to the south, to reach Srinagar before dusk. The convoy was unusually large as the Jammu-Srinagar highway was closed for several days due to snowfall and landslides, which are common in winter. Around noon, the convoy reached the valley through the Banihill Junction and at 1 p.m. passed Awantipora, a town on the highway. Next is the town of Pampore, famous for its saffron fields, followed by Srinagar. Between Awantipora and Pampore, a village called Latoomode stretches on either side of the highway that follows the course of the Jhelum River. This place is 15 miles from Srinagar. Pampore, Latoomode, and Awantipora are all in Pulwama district in the valley south of Srinagar. As the convoy roared through Latoomode at 3:15 p.m., a minivan veered off the expressway and rammed into one of the convoy's buses. The van was detonated and the blast destroyed the bus, killing all 40 CRPF personnel on board. 35 other soldiers in vehicles immediately ahead and behind were wounded. It was the only fatal attack on Indian security forces in 3 decades of insurgency in Kashmir. No incident since 1990 has caused such a large loss of life. The van was carrying a bomb weighing hundreds of kilograms made from a mixture of RDX and ammonium nitrate. The suicide bomber was Adil Ahmad in his early 20s, a native of Pulwama village, about 6 miles from Latoomode. He was a high school dropout and worked as a mercenary. Pakistani jihadist group Jaish-e-Mohammed, which has been active in the Kashmir insurgency since 2000, claimed responsibility and released a martyrdom video made by the youth before the operation. In the video, he is dressed in combat fatigues and cradles an assault rifle. Adil was arrested 6 times between September 2016 and March 2018. The first arrest was in September 2016 in connection with stone pelting. One other arrest was made in connection with stone pelting, and 4 people were arrested on suspicion of being OGW, ground worker for militants, the term used by the security apparatus to describe people who support insurgents. In each case, he was released without charge. After his 6th arrest, he disappeared from his village on March 19, 2018, and has been missing ever since. The attack was planned for February 9, 2019, the 6th anniversary of Afzal Guru's hanging in Delhi, but was postponed due to bad weather. Pulwama attack, how it changed Kashmir. Jaish-e-Mohammed, Army of the Prophet, whose founder leader is radical Pakistani cleric Maulana Masood Azhar, has a record of recruiting young Kashmiris for suicide missions. Its first suicide bombing, in May 2000, was carried out by Afaq Ahmad Shah, a 17-year-old schoolboy from Kanyar, a neighborhood in Srinagar's old city. Afaq Shah killed 8 soldiers by blowing up a car near the main entrance to the cantonment and operational headquarters of the Indian Army's 15th Division on the southern outskirts of Srinagar, stationed in the valley. On December 31, 2017, a CRPF commando training center in Latoomode was infiltrated by 3 Jaish militants, who killed 5 CRPF personnel including 2 Kashmiri Muslims, and injured 3 others before killing them in a shootout. Of the 3-man squad, 2 were local Kashmiris and the 3rd a Pakistani. The youngest of the 3 was 16-year-old Fardeen Ahmad Khan, a 10th grader in a village in Trau, Bahanwani's home turf. Khan, the son of a police constable, left home in September 2017 with Jay. Although he had no background in stone pelting, he became agitated after his Quranic mentor HM died in an encounter with a fellow villager, a militant, in March 2017. The attack in which he participated may have resulted in the death of Noor Mohammed Tanter, a Kashmiri JM militant active since the early 2000s. On 25 December 2017, Tanter hid himself because he was easily recognizable due to a physical characteristic. He was a dwarf, 3 feet tall. Fardeen Khan also made an 8-minute martyrdom video in which he said in Kashmiri accent in Urdu, "When this is released, I will be in heaven, my friends," and I heeded the call of the Quran and plunged into jihad. This will continue until the last occupying soldier leaves Kashmir. Adil Dar's father Ghulam Hassan Dar, a farmer, said of him and his wife Famina, "We are in pain like the soldiers' families." He blamed political leaders, saying the Kashmir conflict should have been resolved through dialogue. Sons of common people die here, be it Indian soldiers or our soldiers. The February 14, 2019 attack sparked outrage across India, with some TV channels calling for revenge. Anger grew when the funerals of CRPF personnel started taking place in different parts of the country. The 40 men came from 16 states across the length and breadth of India. On February 24, hundreds of independent and pro-Pakistani political groups in the valley were arrested, including JKLF leader Yasin Malik, and in March both JKLF and Jamaat-e-Islami were declared banned organizations by the Modi government. The Federal Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, UAPA, enacted in 1967. Then, on the night of February 25-26, Indian Air Force Mirage 2000 jets bombed a JM training camp near Balakot, a town in Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, close to the border with Pakistan's Azad Kashmir. Balakot, the epicenter of the northern part of Azad Kashmir around Muzaffarabad, was badly affected by the October 2005 earthquake. The Pakistis did not detect the airstrike, and all aircraft returned safely to India. While the Indians claimed a large number of terrorists were killed, the Pakistis denied any casualties, saying they had bombed an uninhabited forested hill. The aerial bombardment and the fact that the target site was properly in Pakistan, albeit across the Azad Kashmir border, marked a significant escalation. On the morning of 27 February, the Pakistan Air Force crossed the border and attacked Rajouri district in the Jammu region. In response, dogfights broke out over the LOC with Indian jets scrambling. An Indian MiG-21 fighter jet was shot down and its pilot ejected on the Pakistani side of the border, where he was almost shot by local villagers before he was apprehended by a Pakistani army unit. The Pakistis released the pilot on March 1, and he was flown back to India at Wagah, the main border crossing near Lahore. Hostilities did not escalate, but the flare-up was a stark reminder of the dangers of escalation, even a limited Kashmiri insurgency, especially in the form of highly deliberately timed attacks by provocateurs like the GM.